Now let's look at another case that's slightly different. For player A, it's pretty straightforward and like the one that we have studied previously, before. So if player B chooses to play left, player A is to choose between up and receiving 10 and down to receive -10, then A should choose up. Then player B, if player B plays right, then player A is choosing between player up and receive 15 and plays down and receive 10. So again, player A should choose to play up. So here, playing up is a dominant strategy for player A. That's player A. Now let's look at player B. That's where the slight difference comes from. Okay, so if player A plays up, player B chooses between left and receive 20, right and receive 10. Playing left is the best response to player A playing up. So that's this. And if player A plays down, player B chooses between playing left to receive 7, playing right to receive 10. Player B now should choose to play right. So now here comes the question. Player B, as we see, does not have a dominant strategy because there is no single strategy for player B that stands out. So that no matter what strategy player A does, player B should always better off by taking a certain strategy itself. Here, as we can see, player B is actually alternating between two strategies in response to different strategies played by player A. Then here we say player B doesn't have a dominant strategy. Then what should player B decide? Here we introduce a new concept that is called secure strategy. Secure strategy is defined as a strategy that guarantees the highest payoff when the worst possible scenario comes. Okay, so given a secure strategy, a player A should examine to obtain a secure strategy, a player should examine the worst payoff that would result in the worst case scenario. In other words, to find a secure strategy, player examines the worst payoff that could arise from each of actions and chooses the action that has the highest of these worst payoffs. Basically, you're trying to make the best from the worst. Okay, and here let's take a look. What does that mean? All right, you're actually seeing if for player B, right? Now you're actually seeing on the two scenarios of player A. So if A chooses to play up, what is the worst scenario? That is when you say mistakenly choose to play right and you receive 8. That's the worst scenario when player A plays up. And when player A plays down, the worst scenario is now as player B, you mistakenly choose to play left and receive 7. 8 is higher than 7. So playing right is a secure strategy. It makes sure that when the worst scenario happens, right, you are not in the most worst scenario possible. The most worst scenario possible, that is when player A plays down and you plays left. That's the worst. But by always playing right, okay, no matter A plays up, yes, you do get 8. And A plays down, you get 10, which dominates 7, right? No matter what, you're not the worst off. So that is why playing right is a secure strategy for player B.